During the summer of 2023, we moved to a remote Scottish Hebridean island to be its only two residents, along with our two pet sheep and pair of cats. These remote islands seem to retain an old-fashioned rhythm and a charm which we find encouraging us to live a more frugal and simple life, the way man was perhaps more intended to. We have an ancient stone cottage to restore, veggies to grow, livestock to build up, fish to catch and smoke, a boat to buy, and much more. Step back in time with us at the Scottish Isle.
We need to film, well, I need to film a formal declaration thank you for being elected as the Member of Parliament for the Scottish Isle.
I wouldn't vote for you.
You did?
And I'm the only one in your constituency.
No, well, I got to vote for myself and I polled 2 votes.
What?
Yeah.
That's fraud.
Well, you got to win, haven't you? So I'm now your standing MP. So,
Well, I'd like to complain.
well, I'm your MP, so you complain to me.
Rather vehemently.
Yeah, well, you'll put it in writing. I have a clinic every Friday.
I don't think this is a democracy.
It isn't. Right, in front of you. Yeah. Now look at the size of those 3.
Yeah, we only need several dozen more.
Yeah, and we have them.
Where?
But, look, we need to explain, I think.
We're figuring out how we want to finish the floor in the cottage. Ideally flags, right? But these are beasts, Scott.
Yeah, and how do we get them down there? That's what you're thinking, aren't you? Well, we can get them down there on the trolley. They just need lifting up, putting on the trolley, and then taking down there.
But there's only 3.
Well, there's only 3 large ones here, yeah, and then in all these like this has been built up recently, yeah. Look at the size of some of those over there. Yeah, there's that one there. That's on top. The other one is next to it on the right. There's another one there. So we're starting to build up a collection, yeah. You don't look so exasperated, yeah, because you're not going to be the one that's going to be lifting them down there. It's going to be me. So these are beasts. Think about these, yeah, being centred in the middle of the room immediately. So the bigger they are, they go in the centre of the room, and then we build out from the centre of the room. Yeah? You don't look very impressed.
It's just so much work. So much.
So you're standing on more. These can just be replaced. We'll be taking the bigger ones to use down at the house, and we'll replace all this with smaller ones, and we'll cement them into place. And that's a job that doesn't have to be done immediately.
It's a lot easier to replace these than it is to cart new ones down to the cottage.
Here we have several more humongous flagstones. In the byre, obviously. Using these, we will cover the floor in the living room with 6, 7 flagstones. And then, like I said, if we work with these from the middle of the room and then spread outwards in laying them out.
Do you bed them into sand?
I've no idea. I've never laid flagstones in my life, so.
Doesn't that mean lifting the concrete?
I don't know what your major concern is.
That we might have to lift the concrete. And how far do we go? Well, these are all going to be different thicknesses, right?
Yeah, well, they're going to have to be laid on a bed of sand.
It's going to be a lot of cow poo under these, in between these.
That's what I've got jet wash for.
The amount of effort and work. I mean, it would look amazing, but how far do we go? It's scaring me, the thought of doing this and pushing, having that room finished further and further and further back.
I really don't think. I think in this instance, you're the one that's been the pessimist. I really don't think that this is that big. The biggest job is getting them up and getting them down there. You've got the measurements of the living room.
It's almost a perfect square.
It is, yeah.
Which is strange because it looks rectangular when you're in it.
So what we need to do is, because I forgot to bring it with me, even though I put it out specifically for this purpose, tape measure to measure all these stones.
It's about 16 metres square, including all the little doorways and alcoves. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 foot. Seven.
What does that mean?
I now have to convert that into metres. I
Well,
have to do
yeah.
that in my head.
Well, I think it's a good idea. And yes, look, you know what I'm like about doing excessive work. But I just think if you're going to do it right. And these are all going to come up. If they don't, then there you go. There's the answer. If we can't shift these, if we can't move any of them, then it's not going to get done. And it's going to go back to the whatever.
Floorboards, carpet,
No,
who knows?
we're not having floorboards. Floorboards is not happening. So we can scratch that one off the list.
Okay. Well, I need to go and have a lie down and a gin and tonic now that you've foisted this on me. I don't like it when you come up with ideas.
Why? My ideas are amazing.
Your ideas make me feel like I'm 1,000 years old.
What, this Flagstone idea?
Can we get could some of your mates come and help us?
Look at them all. These are not really being used, are they?
It's just me. It's just me and you.
How many times are these flagstones walked or driven upon? I mean, throughout the year, hardly any. It's just to look at the size of them. Look at this one, look. We'll take that one down. That's bigger than me.
Oh, Scott.
I don't know why you're so...
I'm tired. That's why.
What,
Tired.
you're tired today?
Yeah. It's just, there's a lot to do. Maybe I'm hitting that stage, the renovation stage where people, that they hit.
Did you hear that strange noise then?
Yeah.
It's like a dog, wasn't it? Like a dog when it gets his paw trapped or something. Hey, we've got a big bar, but we can get like one of those big, I don't know, like pivoting bars, yeah? We've got big crowbars. What you've got to do is get it under. We've only got to lift it off the floor as high as the trolley, yeah? And then rope it to the trolley. Off we go. And then, no. Up the hills, we're just going to tie the trolley to the back of the quad and we'll just pull it up by the tow bar.
Again.
But we're not going to need that many of them. This is the whole...
How do we get them from the foreshore up to the cottage?
That is going to be a problem. If that area had been left how it always had been for years and years and years, which was just a gradual gradient going up to we could have just quad them up there.
Yeah.
But we can't do that now.
No, because of the Great Wall I heard it again. I'm going to go and see what that is.
You need to get the Merlin app out.
Shona is now technically an outdoor sheep. Last night she spent her first night in the stable with her two big friends, they're all bonding well. I'll allow her inside from time to time, and when Scott goes to bed in the evening, she'll be allowed a few minutes of lap time with me on the couch before I give her final feed and put her in the stable. She's only 2 months old, so she still needs mum time, but she's too big to be in the house anymore. She can just jump over this now. It's easy peasy. So we're removing your pen, aren't we? Because it's no longer needed. Do you want some hay? Here you go. The next stage is going to be to move the couch here and the TV to here. And then we can crack on with the living room.
Isn't one of them already done?
Yeah.
Are you excited about doing this?
Well,
oh, is that screw threaded?
Happens to be, yeah. Finally get to see exactly what's going on here. Well, I think this one's already.
Look at all the bloody sheep that's shown. I'm taking these out as we move them, so...
You're just going to put them out the window?
Oh, I've got no choice because I can't get out the door, can I? Watch Crowdy absolutely crap her pants. No little sheep around.
Well, these are in well, aren't they?
Crowdy's like, what is going on?
Now what are they doing? Yeah, we don't need the screwdrivers really, do we?
The other way.
They're just screwed into... So again, we've got more evidence of a fire here.
We've got to move these quick because sheep feet, all these screws.
This chipboard is just disintegrating.
Money. This is archaeological evidence. Look. Underneath the floorboards, what's the date on it? I can't see that. I've got my glasses. It doesn't even look like it's
I can't see it either.
British.
I'm going to see. 2010.
What was it? 2p?
Yeah.
God damn, this is.
I'm not surprised.
We're going to have to,
all going to be rotten.
when we've done all this, and it's all cleaned up, and I mean completely cleaned up, we're going to have to bring some heaters in here and close it off. See how quickly we can dry it all off.
I would rather just put all these in bin bags. That's all right.
Wood lice, look.
All manner of creatures are going to be under here.
It's disgusting, isn't it? It really is. Thanks. Do you remember when the world went mad?
I certainly do.
Do you remember when I got banned from Sainsbury's forever?
A lifetime ban from Sainsbury's.
Yep.
Hello?
Did you like my dramatic entrance?
It was startling.
So, this is several days later after we'd finished this.
Ta-da!
Well, as we feared, it is all concrete. And this was laid at the same time that all the work in here was done, yeah? Is that what we were assuming?
Well, actually, I think... I'm not sure. Because it looks over here, right? It looks like this is different. Or I don't know if they've just like painted it with a bitumen and maybe just missed that corner. I don't know. Some of this concrete does go up the walls. It's chipped off.
Well, that's my thinking. Around the whole of the edge, the concrete actually goes up onto the walls. So therefore, this concrete was laid at the same time that they did all the stud work on the walls and the ceiling. And the big hole here to my left.
Yes, the monstrosity. It's quite pitted. It's not terribly damaged. Depending on what we decide to do with the floor, we're either going to rip it out or repair it. The skirting boards are coming off next. Got a handy tool. These pipes are just getting cut right back to the wall. I mean, have you seen in this corner? I haven't really talked about that, have we? Why they made the pipe go up like that through the wall rather than continuing on their course along the floor.
Well, having fitted many kitchens back in my younger days, I can tell you exactly why they did that.
Why?
Because it's easy to knock a hole with there. You've got no idea bent over like that, because I've done it numerous times, knocking holes through stone walls.
So their entire remit, when whatever they were doing to this, was just get it done as fast as possible and as lazy as possible.
Yep.
Well, that is borne out with what we see with our eyes. I'm just going to cut either side of the skirting board on that power socket, the same over there, and take the skirting boards away.
Well, as you can see, we removed the radiator with no problem. We didn't include that in the footage because you just don't need to see over 10 minutes of us clearing this room out, really, to get the gist of what's going on. But, I mean, we're both extremely happy that it's done. But again, another messy job.
I went over the whole thing with vinegar, white vinegar.
Smelled like a fish and chip shop in here for 2 days.
But that would have killed all the mould. It doesn't smell mouldy in here. It doesn't actually smell damp, even though underneath the chipboard was really rotten and mouldy. Really not the most ideal thing to be living with. But it's gone now.
So the situation with the floor, as you saw earlier, is we're debating the flagstones. And it's just, the whole thing about the flagstones is whether we can move them or not. And it is 75-25 against us being able to move the massive ones, because it's not getting them down here that's the problem. It's getting them up here, as in, up the...
From the shore line to the cottage, uphill, yeah. I'm more on board with the idea now, and I'm kind of thinking of splitting stone. There's lots of stone lying around that I could see we could split into slabs, big square bits. So it is doable. That means lifting this floor. It's thin anyway. It's coming apart. It's that thick.
It's an inch thick. It's an inch thick pretty much all over it. So knocking this floor out, and it's a very small surface area, it's going to take a morning to do. In fact, it's going to take longer to wheelbarrow it out than it is to get it up.
If we were to lay flags in a heritage building like this, we have to be very careful about how we're laying them. You can't lay them on concrete because they can't breathe then. It's just like the walls, it needs to breathe. So to do it properly, you have to put them on something natural. You have to put them on earth, sand, lime, chalk, all of the above mixed together, and you have to bed them in and then point them with the same lime that we're putting on the walls. You can insulate underneath them using limecrete, which we probably should do. Lay them onto limecrete, and that is effectively your insulative layer. But still, it needs to be on earth.
Well, before any of those decisions are made, we've got to get a few of them down here, or we've just got to see how it goes. And we'll be doing that, I don't know, it'll probably be next week sometime. But we'll pick one, we'll see how it goes, and if it's too much, then we're not going to do it. But then there's another route, as you say, there's splitting smaller flags.
Yeah. If you want flags, then we'll do flags. Where did they go? Where's the hearth? Kicking the stones.
Well, no, we should. There's several of these. There's this one. There's this one. There's this one. And there's one over here. She's really loose. This one here. And we should cement them in.
Yeah, they do need cemented in.
It's not going to take 2 minutes to do that, is it?
Not with all the cement and things we've got. Well, lime mortar.
There's another one here. Look.
This is all very interesting.
There's loads of them, isn't there? It's indicative of the potholes on the roads.
Got a friend behind you. I'm going to be dual wielding my strummers today. You're going to be helping me strum again.
Never ending, isn't it, this time of year?
Constant getting on top of it. Do you want to come and get kitted up?
No.
Oh.
Should really speak some words, shouldn't I? Well, you know how many times I've tried to get this off. The satisfaction. The cabin is no longer the cabin. Could you follow me? It has to be a ritual, ceremony. What we're going to call the cabin?
The bunker.
We call it the Fuhrer bunker. I need to come a bit closer. Can you see me through the smoke?
Not really. Can you hurry up?
We'll come back later and we'll have a look at how that's burning.
What are you replacing it with?
We're going to put the we're going to put the I feel like Def Leppard on stage in the 1980s. Jim's carving of the Viking ship.
Well, let's do that then.
Which, could I just say, I was quite surprised that nobody commented on. You know what I'm like regarding having things in the middle. Right, just so everybody knows, this string is obviously not going to stay. It's just to put it up for now. I think we're going to have to go with my plan.
What's that?
It's going to have to be screwed to it, or in my sense nailed to it, and before anybody panics I'm going to put the nails in.
This screwed to it, not nailed to it.
I'm not going to screw it on, I'm going to nail it. Obviously I'm going to put it where I want it, I'll mark it out, then I'll hammer the nails in, and then I'll put it over the nails, because it's just going to, the wing's just going to...
Yeah, I don't think you should leave that like that, to be honest. It's
just going to...
Ballachulish slate, so it's brittle.
Anyway, you get the idea. What are you doing?
Dropping the quad off for her brakes.
We don't have any microphones, so it's going to be a bit windy. Last time we tied it up, we couldn't get it off, could we? I must have pulled it off the other end. It wasn't attached to anything. No, seriously, it wasn't attached to anything. That was your strap.
It was. It was my fault. Oh well.
Wouldn't it be great if your quad was this high? Big bikes, you know, Carlos Fandango and his super wide wheels tyres.
Let's go back to the island.